everybody. It's currently 2:34 on Wednesday, and I went home because I have an insane headache because I got no sleep last night, and so I'm just kind of feeling bad because I was studying for my math test. And I was like, no. So I'm currently designing a website for my project and for my, I guess, business and entrepreneurship. And wait, I already typed this. And finances are just so not my thing. I'm done. I have an annotated bibliography with 15 sources due next Monday. My prom is this Saturday. I have a test tomorrow in Spanish. There's not going to be a curve on it. He's already said that. It's a multiple choice. I have an AP exam in 2.5 weeks. I have a scholarship due in 1 week. I'm presenting my business pitch next Monday. So we're locking in. I need to put on my Disney playlist, my Disney walk-in playlist, and lock in. My chest is like, get me out of here. I feel like I worked so hard to get here. And so, like, seriously, I remember at this time last year, I was like, if I go to this school, like, I'm not gonna let anyone tell me what I am or what I'm not, because, I mean, I did the work to get in there. And so I've been doing my best of not letting that happen. I will say it's not as easy as it seems, but I would say I'm holding up pretty well. So yeah, we need to make a to-do list. I don't know when I'm going to take my math test that I stayed up late studying for, and that ended up screwing me over. I don't know when I'm going to take it. I don't know when I'm going to reschedule it to. I tried to get an extension on my bibliography. Man, this has got to be top 5 of the realest clips I've ever made. Like, there's been some pretty ones. What's going on? There have been some ones where I'm like, man, this is so real, but genuinely, this has got to be the realest one. I'm actively making a to-do list as we speak. Okay, to do. You're gonna come with me. Finish updating website, work out logistics for I'm currently, so our project is to design our own business, and we're doing this 8 week sprint. I can't believe it's been 8 weeks. We're basically like, it's supposed to be like at least 3 people. I'm only working with one other person, and we're kind of splitting up the work. Well, actually not really. Like, we split what we're doing, and it's the same concept. So I'm basically doing all of it. Like, well, not all of our work, but all of my work. So it's not like a our work thing. It's like all of it is my work. And so you would not believe how hard it is to launch. I mean, I guess you would. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. And it's definitely not easy whenever you're a high schooler and you have a math test at the end of the day and you're trying to design a business pitch. I feel like I always lock in on business and I'm like, yes. But I only really enjoy this, I would say, because I know that, like, there's another way for me to make money. Like, if this were to be my only way to make money, I feel like I would be struggling a lot more just in general with feeling secure in the amount of money I'm making. So I note that. And so I know I do really want to do entrepreneurship. I just know I need to have another job to go with that. And I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere in the marketing area. I feel like I could be good. Like, I would totally be down for some PR, some brand ambassador. I'm not exactly sure what that title means, but, or well, not means, but like implies, requires, what's the word? I'm not exactly sure what that title entails, that's the word. But I mean, I'm open to talking about businesses, going to galas, going to events, public speaking. I actually really don't like public speaking, which is funny based on where we're at right now. I like dancing in front of crowds a lot more than speaking because I feel like I tend to stutter and struggle to find my words. But whenever I dance, I know exactly what I'm doing. Because whenever you give a speech, I feel like you can kind of go wherever you want with it. And I don't know how I feel about that. One time I had to memorize a speech in 7th grade and I kind of forgot it. But it's okay. We're going to improve our speaking skills, our public speaking skills. That's what we're going to do. I would love to going to events as a job is like, and then going home to work on my product. I'm sure it's not going to be that easy, but like, yes. Or just running my own small business. I don't know what I want to do. I just know I want to do it. And once I find what I want to do, I'm going to be unstoppable. Moving back to my to-do list. Let's make it cuter. It's kind of ugly right now. We're going to add some stars. It's so much easier to do things whenever they're appealing to the eye. But anywho, yeah. So we're dismissing any ideas that tell me I'm not able to do what I want to do, or that I don't belong anywhere, or anything along those lines, because none of it's true and none of it is allowed here. So that can go find its home somewhere else, far, far away. Or actually, I hope that idea never finds a home. I hope it's just lonely. Man, that's kind of sad though. I feel bad. Okay. Finish updating, figure out, work on cash flow. Okay, next, I need to finish applying for scholarship, finish applying. Okay, next, figure out when I'm taking a math test. Oh yes, finish my annotated bibliography. Then I need to, I have to write an analysis essay, right? Analysis essay. Study for AP exams, specifically Spanish. I'm taking Spanish and AP English language and composition. What else do I need to do? Study for my Spanish test tomorrow. Finish pitch. I think that's it. Now I just actually have to do those things. A lot easier than it sounds. It's okay. We're gonna do it. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready. Okay. Bye. I also need to publish this video. Okay. If you can't tell, I have showered and now I'm back. As I was saying, I want my senior speech to be centered around the idea of being okay with doing your own thing and not only taking rejection as redirection, but using rejection as a tool to like make your life better, to increase your abilities, and also making it your friend. And overall just talking about how like you can really do whatever you want to do. It's your life. And the only consequences you have to face for your actions are well, you aren't limited to what you can do with your actions. Well, there are limits, but you don't have to listen to them. And you can make your own path. You can be the worst person ever. You can steal other people's ideas, be mean, steal candy from babies, rob people of their money. But there will be natural consequences for that. And I'm not speaking about karma. I'm saying you take people's money whenever you start to like people, because in order to take people's money, you have to earn a certain amount of trust. You're going to reach a point where whenever you're trying to take that money, you're going to realize, will I ever have any friends that I don't have to lie to? Will anyone like me for who I am? Whenever you constantly steal people's ideas, you'll realize, do I have any ideas of my own? And you can lie to yourself, but it's only going to be so long before those lies start to come to the surface. And you're constantly facing an internal battle of who am I and who do I want to be? And I feel like there's a lot of people who say, I don't have that battle. I don't have that battle. You can have that battle without even knowing it. There's so much going on in your subconscious. And just a general, like, you are who you make yourself. A whole population can think you're the nicest person on earth, but there are ways to change that in a matter of seconds. There are ways to change that in a matter of minutes. So your identity is constantly changing, and people's ideas of you might stay the same, but that's why you have to ground who you are and what you believe in. If you constantly change it, life is going to be a lot harder, and also that's just not really desirable in my opinion. But there are people who, like, and I say this, our beliefs will constantly change. I just think life's a lot easier whenever you have a general consensus of who you are, and you can always change that, but it's nice to know, like, oh, this is who I am. So the second somebody says something about you, like if somebody says, I hate your hair, you can be like, wait, I don't care what you think. Rather than like, they said they hate my hair. Do I hate my hair? Do I even like my hair? Should I change my hair? Like, it's just a lot of an easier way to just let things roll off your back and to just let things not bother you, which is really nice, honestly. But I mean, I can understand some people might not want to do that, and it's your life. Like, also, I think there's such a big, like, trend of living not only to impress other people, but like to fit a certain rubric, like have these certain ideas, think this certain way. And I know, because I fed into this mindset time and time again, because it's honestly, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, I feel. But here's the thing. It can make a lot of sense and still not be helpful to your life. Like, it could be the most logical thing on the planet, but if it's not helping you get through the day, or if it's not helping you live your life to the fullest, then why is it there? If it's not there to make you happy, then why do you have this? And that's a talk I've had with myself multiple times. Thinking this way, thinking I constantly need to explain my thinking and I need to justify my opinions. Where is that going to get me? Arguing for my opinion doesn't work because I'm arguing for somebody else to change their opinion to mine. And what's the point of that? There isn't one. Winning that argument is just going to fuel the fire for you to keep on arguing that point when there are people who will understand what you have to say without you even having to argue it. Arguing for who you are and what you believe in is only worth it in certain scenarios to me, not every single place I go. And it's also just delegating your energy. Do I want to constantly have to try and fit into this box made for me? Or do I want to have to fit in the box whenever the box is a ski lift that gets me to the top of the mountain? You need to know what you want to give your energy to and what you don't. And I say this and I say you need to know, but I'm like, you really don't need to know. That's the entire point of this argument. Like, I'm saying what I believe, but you can take this in any direction you want. You can take what I say and say, I don't agree with that. You can take what I say and, maybe I'll take some of that. Or you can take all of it. And that's the beauty of being a free person. You can do whatever you want. And I think there's a constant theme of being like, well, yeah, but what about this? College GPA, like it's the same things always. I know because I've been there. And how much control do you want that to have over your life? Do you want to torture yourself on a daily so that you can get into a place that you might not even love? Or do you want to do what you want to do, live how you want to live, and see what meets you in the middle and what comes further past the middle to get to you? Me personally, I'm taking the latter option because trying to be something you're not is just a headache and a half. But also, if you really want that, if it's something you're like, I'm going to get that, then I think like you have to commit to it. You have to commit to it. If you want something and you want to defy all the odds, you want to jump all the boxes, do the perfect parkour to get to the top, whenever you're being told you cannot do that, there is no room for self-doubt. There is no room for, can I actually do that? No. You can do it. You can do it. If you want it, you can do it. If you want it, you will find a way. And I know this because there have been so many times where I've been told, you can't do that, you can't do that. If you just don't let that bother you, genuinely like just block it out and say, I don't care, I'm doing it. You have such a higher chance than if you're like, maybe I'll do it, not even maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. Because if you believe in yourself and you say that, that's one thing. If you're actively doubting yourself while trying to do something that's insanely hard, it's not going to get you very far. Like, you need to have unyielding belief in yourself. Because belief in yourself gets you so far. It gets you so far. If you think, I know what I'm doing, I can do this, I can do this. What can stop you? What can stop you? Nothing. Somebody throws a box in your way, you crawl under the box, you go over the box, you leap over the box, you fly over the box. You will find your way. What I'm saying is, you can either say, oh, I'll find something new, I'll find my path, or you can say, this is my path and we're going down it. And I will say, I understand what it feels like to be like, maybe that's my path, maybe that's not. Maybe that's my path, maybe not. But when you want that thing really bad, you will fight for it. You just need to know what's worth fighting for. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? And it's right back to that same question. So obviously for my senior speech, that's going to be a lot more organized because I was kind of like all over the place. And there are many counter arguments that could be made against that. I know. I also know my entire point was not giving a fuck about the counter arguments because it's your life. So if you want to contradict yourself 30 times in your beliefs, which I know I do occasionally, also whenever I just don't feel like explaining the way I think to people, if I'm in my Tamra mood, and then I'm in my Tamra mood and I'm like, I'm not going to explain shit to you. You can hate the way I think, you can hate my opinions, you can call me names, and I still don't care because it's my life, so I'll live it how I want to live it. Thank you. But you can also, there's so many, I love this chapstick, by the way. There's so many options to how you can live your life, and you can try different things. One day you can be like, I'm going to contradict myself 30 times, and the next day I am going to think exactly this way, because it's all a matter of testing out what's right for you. It's not a matter of being the most perfect. And you can be the most perfect person on the planet, but if you're not happy, is it really worth it? In my opinion, no. I would rather be free from any just sadness and any anxiety than be anxious and be perfect. But obviously there's conditions. I'm so happy I have these nails. Now, like, I will say these butterflies are probably going to end up being a pain in my ass. But they're cute. Man, whenever I saw her gluing all these butterflies, I was like, damn, that's going to be a lot. I really like flipping and flopping my hands all around. Just noodle arms. But I have to be like rigid arms with these. If you can't tell, I really don't like to fit into a box. It's part of me wants to say that's not true. I want to choose which boxes I fit into. And I want to choose to leave the box or stay in the box or sleep in the box or do whatever I want in the box. And I don't know when people tell me, you have to do the have to. I technically don't have to do anything because I have rights. And not even because I have rights, because if I don't want to do something, then I'm not going to do it. And so there's not a have to. It's a you choose to, you get to, you need to, you want to, not have to. I don't have to do anything. Do I have to go to school tomorrow? No. If I don't, there's going to be consequences. Back to my senior speech idea. There's going to be consequences for my actions. It's whether or not I want to face those. For example, right now, I should be asleep. What am I about to do? Go study for my math test because I want to do well on it. Will there be natural consequences for that? Yeah. Will I probably be tired as shit? Yeah. Will that maybe affect my grade? Possibly. But I would rather feel confident in my ability to do my math than be well rested. I know. That might not be the way you think. Then again, I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to be who I want to be and who I am. I hope that made sense. And if it didn't, then that's okay. Look at them. We have a flower, bow, butterfly, this really cute gold design, another gold design. They're so cute. They were so expensive. Oh my goodness gracious. Man, you know, if the tip's $25, it's expensive. It's okay. Okay. Wait, hold on. Bye. Hi everyone. It's currently Tuesday and I just got back I got my nails done for prom. I think they're really cute. The marble wasn't originally part of the design. My nail tech added it and she was honestly really sweet. I feel like every time I meet with someone, like, they always tell me I'm so mature for my age, which I really appreciate, honestly. I do feel like there are times where it's like tiptoeing the line between telling me what I want to hear and also a bit of the truth, which I do note. So it's not like I'm like, I'm the most mature person on the planet because she said so. Also, I don't like to let external opinions affect my internal values, but it is nice to hear that. So I appreciated that. Thank you. She's a great nail tech. I do not want to say her name publicly just because, like, but like, ask me and I'll tell you. So at my school, we do this thing called senior speeches, where seniors go up and basically just talk about their life and like lessons they've learned. And I really want to do one next year just because I really enjoy doing things that involve talking. But I feel like I constantly have like a changing idea of what I want to say. And so I was like, why didn't I just say it here? And like, I mean, this does run the risk of somebody stealing my idea, but I feel like if you steal somebody else's idea, like that's only one idea. They're gonna come up with more. So, hello everyone. This day has been full of ups and downs, and I've been meaning to make a video for you. However, like I come up with something I want to say it perfectly in my head. Okay, this just is not going how I would like it to. I say it perfectly in my head, and then by the time I get around to, I want to eat my coffee cake, but I can't. By the time I get around to speaking to you, or well, oh no. By the time I get around to like when I can speak to you, I'm already like, no. I don't like what's going on here. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm upside down now, but this looks better than whatever was going on before. I think this means flip it around. Okay, there we go. Okay, number one thing I want to say. The first thing, not the number one, but the first, is not to base yourself off of somebody else. Don't compare yourself to other people. And I know everyone says that, and I know it's really hard not to. Trust me, I know. Here's the thing. I look orange. Hold on. Okay, this is the best it's gonna get. If your best could be somebody's worst could be your best, or your medium could be something that somebody dreams of doing. And so whenever you compare, oh, like the comparison I was gonna use is, oh, like I ran one lap around a parking lot and I was really proud of myself. And that just kind of like reinstated my belief of not comparing myself to what other people can do. Because if I were to do that and be like, well, somebody else can run 4 miles and not even be out of breath, not only does that get rid of my accomplishment for myself, it also just is illogical for me to go from not running at all to running 4 miles breathless. And yes, you can set those goals for yourself, but don't only focus on the goals. Do it because you want to do it. And where this gets hard for me especially is school. And I will say, like, I was saying this on like a Friday night, and I will say as it comes around to like Monday, I'm always like, ugh. Especially in my math class, where it just feels like I'm getting kicked in the face on a daily. Seriously, I can't. Sometimes, I mean, I would say sometimes, but I just always feel like I can't wait to freaking lose in that class. And I mean, there are sometimes where it's hard because I feel like I'm letting myself down by not trying harder. Then again, I also feel like I'm trying the hardest I can, and then I feel like I'm thinking negatively about it, which is making it worse, but I can't make myself think positively about it because all my results have been negative. I just feel so stuck in a place in that class where it's like, and I perform so much better after meeting with my ACT tutors. I think it's because whenever they solve their math, they're so confident in it, and I'm like, how are you that confident in it? Every time I'm that confident in it, it always ends badly for me. And this hasn't been a theme for a while. Like, this is something that started around a year ago now. Because, yes, I did struggle in 7th and 8th grade, but not like I'm struggling now. Like, it's genuinely so hard, and I feel like I just don't know what's going on so often, and I don't know how to fix that. And I feel like I've taken every single approach to do it, and I just feel like the approach isn't working. I also know I come home and I don't want to work very hard because my hardest classes are at the end of both of my days, which is AP Spanish and Advanced Pre-Cal. So I like at the end of each day, I'm always like, oh my god, I don't want to do more work. Also, I just think it's so like disheartening to be graded on an AP scale, especially, but also for my math to be graded. And so how this ties into not comparing yourself to other people is, I don't say, oh, well, the person next to me got like -10 and I got -25, so I'm a bum. It's more of, I say, I'm a bum because I have -25 on my paper. And that's not true. And that's not what I want to share. Like, that's not the belief I want to share. And you might be like, Gigi, well, you believe that, so why shouldn't I? Like, you just shouldn't. It's not a good mindset to be stuck in. And if you think about it, don't let a number on a screen control your life. And that's something that I've had a bone to pick with for my whole life, especially in high school. And I honestly still have a bone to pick with it. And you're probably like, oh, well, that sounds kind of hypocritical. Well, let me make my point. I'm also making these counter arguments because I feel like sometimes people disagree with me before I can even finish my point. That's why I appreciate these videos, because nobody can interrupt me except for myself, which I'm doing now. Moving on. So yes, the stupid number on the screen does affect your life. And I say stupid, understanding that it is the effort I've given. I also think that there are times whenever I'm talking about your GPA, by the way, and also I guess your grades, so a little bit of both. But letting a number on a screen have more control over your life than like who you are as a person and whether or not you enjoy your quality of life is just not a good road to go down. Because what's going to end up happening 90% of the time is you're going to end up stuck because the work isn't going to get easier. It's just going to keep on getting harder. But as it goes on, you get better at doing it, meaning you can keep on rising to the challenge. And if you're just beating yourself down and only working to get a grade, it's going to be, one, so much less enjoyable, and two, you're probably not going to retain as much of the knowledge as you would if you're actually enjoying it. Now, how this applies to actual classes, speck of dust, is, let's say like biology. I used to love biology. Now, I really, like, I could not care less. But, I mean, like, it interests me. Wait, actually, this ties into my point. Whenever I'm in biology, I don't care if I want to be an actress. I don't care if I want to be a SoundCloud rapper. I don't care if I want to be #1 biologist in the country. Biology is the most interesting subject to me in that class. What was that? Did you say alleles? I love alleles. Alleles are my favorite thing ever. Are alleles actually my favorite thing ever? No. But if you convince yourself, oh, this is interesting. Oh, make it interesting. Make yourself fun, interactive games. Watch YouTube videos on it. If you like ASMR, watch ASMR about it. Watch TikToks about it. Watch TV shows about it. Watch Grey's Anatomy. Watch whatever. Make it interesting for yourself. And you don't have to do this for every single class, but the ones that you know you're struggling in, watch TikToks about, watch YouTubes about, watch TV shows about. Listen, like if it's Spanish, listen to it in Spanish. Listen to songs in Spanish. Immerse yourself into the class. Like, you know how people go on Spanish immersion trips or like Washington, D.C. trips? Yes, I said that just for the sweatshirt, but also it ties into my point. Take a field trip. Make it interesting. Oh, what is it? Is it, I don't know, what's class? Let's say it's home ec. You hate home ec. Go to a coffee shop. I don't know what you do in home ec, but I'm assuming it has something to do with cooking. Well, it's like household duties. Go to a coffee shop. Watch them make some coffee. I don't really know if that, I don't think that has anything to do with home ec. Maybe measurements. Oh, you're learning about measurement? 1 cup? Oh, go to a coffee shop and watch them make your coffee. like, there's so many things you can do to make it interesting for yourself. Make yourself a notebook of fun, immersive games. Like, you know how you used to do in, like, 2nd grade when you'd, like, have the little fun cheats to fill out? Print yourself a whole bunch of them, glue them into a notebook, fill them all out. Create your own curriculum. Make it fun for yourself. And I guarantee you, not only will you get a good grade in the class, you will also have a fun time while doing it. Or maybe when we're going in, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. At least you'll remember the material and you will learn. And also, you'll learn to create your own curriculum, which is going to be useful for you in the future. Also, studying tactics, or maybe you hate my idea and you're like, why would I do that? Find your own way to make a class that you hate interesting. Like, make your life fun. I feel like so many people go through their life and it's just like, it doesn't seem fun. It, like, as far as we know, you only live on this earth once. Why are you going to torture yourself doing work that you don't even enjoy and not making it fun? At least listen to music. Sit somewhere comfy. Wear your favorite sweatshirt. Do something fun. And that will increase your quality of life exponentially if you add that to more parts of your life. Anywho, now we're going to go back to self-comparison. Okay. We're a little all over the place, but you get me. You get me. I hate this light. Okay. It's giving Outer Banks. It's fine. Whatever. Self-comparison. As I said, I'm thinking, oh, I'm a bum because I did this. And then I talked about how to not be a bum, 1, and 2, I probably shouldn't be calling myself a bum right now, but nobody's perfect. Self-comparison is such a hard thing because I feel like I can so easily apply it to some things, but for some others, it's just really hard. And I think that proves that I don't know everything, which is true. So there's that. Moving on. I also feel like sometimes I talk to people and I feel like they think I'm just an idiot. And I'm like, just because I like have different opinions than you doesn't mean I'm like any less than you. And I know sometimes, I don't know, I feel like there's a disconnect between what they think is funny and what I think is funny. And it's a pretty far disconnect because I'm like, genuinely, in what world does making these jokes that just feel insulting to me, like in what world is that funny to you? I guess this one. It's not funny to me. And that's when where I'm kind of like I just hate humor gaps are the worst. They're the worst. Oh, I love it whenever I joke with somebody and then they say joke and then I say joke and we're just laughing so hard together and it's great. Anywho, so right now how I'm feeling in high school, we're gonna use 3 adjectives. Maybe more. I don't really know. Maybe less. Confused, exhausted, stressed, upset, kind of done. Also trying to live in the moment. Joyful occasionally. Happy occasionally. Free. Creative. Disheartened. All over the place, I would say, describes it best. Kind of like 22 by Taylor Swift. Happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time. Miserable and magical. Also, I'm kind of just being messy because I told my teacher I would send her a brag sheet for my letter of recommendation. For those of you who don't know what a brag sheet is, I think this is just something from the 80s that my mom continued on. It's a list of all your extracurriculars and all your skills and all the things that you've done and who you are as a person that you send to somebody who writes you a letter of recommendation, so I know what they're talking about. I told her I'd send it to her in like March, maybe the end of March. I still haven't sent that to her. I need to do that. I also need to find somebody else to write me a letter of recommendation, and it's due on May 1st. It's always something. It's always something. I swear, peace is a foreign concept. That's a lie. It's like, here's the thing. Whenever it's bad, I'm like, oh, there's no hope. And then when I'm good, I'm like, I'm gonna be okay. And I just like fade in between the day. Also, I remember watching this video in health in 9th grade where it's like how you view stress is how it affects you. And so I try so hard to be like, and I used to be really good at this, and I feel like I'm getting worse. But we're gonna get back into that. We're gonna get back into that good area. We're headed there right now. Okay. All of the stress is teaching me how to manage things for my life. This can only teach me things. There is nothing that I can lose from being stressed. I can only gain. This is thickening my skin, toughening me up. I'm ready for life. Honestly, I feel like many times within the past 2 years, I've reached a point where I'm like, how much more character development could I possibly need? I think I've had enough for 5 lifetimes. Seriously. I mean, there are some people whose character is so undeveloped. And I'm like, I'm not saying I know everything about their life, okay? But there's no way that we've been through the same amount of things, okay? Your girl needs a break every once in a while. And I say that. See, and that's also the problem. I counter argue with myself. It's like, I can't even agree on one thing. It's so exhausting. What an exhausting way to live. Moving on. I need some coffee cake. On a more exciting note, today at school, we had this thing called a coffee house. And so what we did was, I didn't do anything. I mean, I watched the people perform, but it's basically just whenever a whole bunch of people perform. And so I enjoyed that. Somebody sang Sexy Back, and now it's stuck in my head. I love that song. And I think I'm gonna be able to actually. So if you can't tell, I just feel like there's a lot going on at the moment. I feel like February to April went by in about 5 seconds, and now I feel like it's like I can feel the time. Not really, but more than I used to be able to. I genuinely don't know what happened. It went from February to March or April like that. Like, I feel like it should be like March 5th right now. I'm not complaining. Second semester junior year, I probably just walked out. I really feel like this video should be more cohesive and thought out and organized and make sense. And I feel like it partially does all of those things. But, I mean, this is here to document my high school experience, and so consider it documented. I feel like one day I'm gonna watch this and be like, life didn't end whenever I was in math class. Which feels like a given, and I feel like whenever I leave it, I just forget about it, but still. I need more coffee cake. Anywho. I hope you're having a wonderful day and a wonderful week. I need to go sit in my bed. Bye-bye.